Hey guys, welcome back to another episode on the Corner Block Talk podcast. It's your boy John, and we are here to let you know that it does all work out in life. That is my message to you this evening as we are about to recap another weekend in football. And we are back, officially back for the international break. You all would be here. The last video we did was with John McKenzie of T4 under the Athletic. And we just once again want to tell him thank you. If you are here because you started to watch us through, then thank you so much. Feel free to like, subscribe, drop a comment, let us know the thoughts that you had. And we have another one coming for you guys this weekend here with another guest. So be on the lookout for that. But as I said, we're here to look back to this last weekend of football. And to do so with me, I have Virgil. Uzi, was again, my guy.
So if you all didn't watch that last episode, go and watch that.
Yeah, it was really good. It was genuinely very, 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 very good. And then we have Patek returning after the last 2 months. Patek, was he good, my guy? We know you've been busy.
Good.
How was it like being the next Pep Guardiola?
Um, I'll take that as a compliment. I appreciate those kind
It
of
was
words.
a compliment. It was a compliment. It generally was meant as a compliment. So guys, no. It was a compliment. All right, guys. So we're gonna start with the North London derby as Arsenal won 4-1 to Spurs. And no joke, I went to this game and my gut feeling was I thought we was gonna win 4-0. And so given that goal was an easily avoidable one that we conceded, it kind of irked me a little bit. But obviously it was a complete performance by every single person involved. My general recap of it is like given the results that happened the day before, which we'll talk about a little bit later, it just made it a bit more imperative that we had to win again to try and extend the lead over who is Chelsea now in second, but also against Liverpool and City, who dropped points the day before. And honestly, from minute one, the performance was fantastic. There's not a single person that I have a complaint about. We also had Hincapié starting for the first time. Still have issues missing out on top, but Marino filled in as well. And yeah, that's more or less it. I guess we get into the more granular stuff as we go by. Patrick, what you felt about the game, boy?
I mean, Arsenal played really, really well. As they played some really good stuff. I think I'm about to talk about him because obviously scored a hat trick. But I was always impressed with Arsenal's control in game. Typically, I have a lot of negative stuff to say about them, but no, they always control games really well. Their rest defense is definitely something that I think all coaches could learn something from. Their positional control in game is really good. They control the central spaces really, really well, and yeah, man, I think that's my main takeaway from that game today, and just from Arsenal in general. They have really, really good control over games. I think Marino, I starting to warm up to him as a striker. He definitely gives something. Like there's something there. He's not an orthodox striker, but for the
Definitely
system,
not. Yeah.
it's good. For the system, it's nice. It's nice.
Yeah. Which we took away from Arsenal 4, Spurs 1.
Yeah, I mean, just like what Pat said about Arsenal being good at controlling the game. I feel like it was a lot of that and a mixture from Thomas Frank, and I feel like his tactics from minute one was just, I mean, terrible going into this North London derby. I feel like he struggled a lot trying to play out from Arsenal's press, and I feel like that was expected. I know they talk a lot in the post match about or in the pre match about trying to counter Arsenal's set pieces, but I feel like the game is a lot more than that, and I feel like Arsenal did a lot to capitalize on those tactical errors from Thomas Frank. And you were seeing it evident. Like Spurs, they were relying on long balls out from the back, just constantly turn over position back to Arsenal. So yeah, I feel like Arsenal did well, to capitalize and keep the foot on the neck.
Yeah, I mean, so a few players to highlight here. I guess we might as well just talk about as a from the rip, right? I mean, a few people were a bit not I won't say critical, but just a bit concerned with the lack of end product from him leading up to this, right? And my stance has been like I think he's a player that would bring end product, and I think that he is learning a role that isn't a copy of what he was doing at Crystal Palace. And I do think even longer term, I'm not even sure if he would continue to play in midfield or play on the wing or just be a hybrid between those two things. But I liked what he added to the team, even if it didn't always come off. And one of the things that I did like was his impetus to always get shots off. And even up to this point, he only had one goal in the league, but he always got good shots off. And an opposition knowing that means that adds threat, that adds a fear factor to it. And we saw that come to life today. I mean, I think he had 5 shots in all. He could have had a 4 goals even because it had one late in the second half where Vicario pulled out a really stunning save. But really just speaking to the threat that he adds to this team, I remember on the preview pod, I highlighted issues that, or concerns rather, I had with Arsenal going into this season. And literally signing Eze to me resolved a lot of those that I had in terms of I'm gonna say creativity, but I mean overall just this threat and the opposition feeling like there's multiple players to feel threatened by that they can do something to impact the game. And so, speaking on as a Patek, what anything you want to say about not just probably just his performance, but overall like his time in Arsenal, because you haven't been on for a few weeks, so yeah.
No, I mean, as they really going into this season, well, I think maybe it was unfair of us to expect him to hit the ground running, even though with his quality he definitely could have. But it was
Mm-hmm.
always going to be at least a bit of an adjustment because it's a very different system, like very, very different system. Arsenal are total control.
Mm-hmm.
When he was with Palace, his time with Palace, they were very transitional, and for the most part, they weren't possession heavy. They really weren't. At least from what I
Mm-hmm.
could remember, I don't remember ever thinking, "Wow, Palace keeps the ball so well." You know,
Mm-hmm.
no. When a Palace game is really transitional, so it was maybe unfair for me to expect him to take over the league right away. But obviously he's a high quality player, and I think now more so than before, now that they are allowing him to take over the central spaces, I think that's where you really get to see, you know, his brilliance because he's really really good in tight spaces. And
Mm-hmm.
people could say he's a winger or not. It really doesn't matter what he is because what he
Yeah.
is good in tight spaces, and better off to use him there. And I think now that he's starting to acclimatize to a team that keeps a lot of control and oftentimes have to spend a lot of time in the word is not coming to me right now in the consolidation phase. That's what I was trying to say. It's
Mm-hmm.
very different to Palace, So I think
Yeah, yeah,
that
yeah.
he's acclimatized really well. He's obviously a very good player, and I'm excited to see what the rest of the season looks like. I'm excited for the World Cup mostly because at this
Mm-hmm.
rate he's definitely pushing for a spot on that team, and
Mm-hmm.
at least in the starting. And I'm excited to see what he can do for England as well.
Yeah, and Virgil, obviously, I know you didn't exactly love the result of the game, but it was a really good performance overall from the team, right? And I guess from your point of view, it is stretching the lead further and further, and it's more and more looking like it is Arsenal's title to win. And so, with that, you know, how you feeling?
Yeah, I feel like at this point, yeah, Arsenal is, as you said, it is Arsenal title to win. But honestly, I feel like you really have to recognize that out of all the teams pushing for the league, Arsenal is the one team that goes out and knows exactly what they want to do. They keep it simple. They stick to the game plan, and they always push out to get a result. Right now they have some unfortunate injuries and stuff that would plague them, but I feel like even with all that aside, they do go out and they always push. They
Damn.
always push on
I'll
Yeah.
throw
dig in
Wi-Fi for
to
you.
get. Yeah, they always push on dig in to try and get that win. So I feel like yeah, it is tough to see, but I feel like right now how things going out, everybody are the ones who deserve to be holding that top spot.
I think for me one of the things that I really starting to take away from the games is that like I I don't feel panicked watching Arsenal. Like they always feel like are you supposed to control already, right, Pat? But like even adding to that is like a temperament with how they play games. Like they never seem worried about getting the goal, and then getting the lead and then sustaining the lead. It feels very cerebral in the way that Arsenal have been approaching games this entire season, and even when there are some setbacks, they do manage to recover from that. I mean, I didn't even say this on the last time that we did our weekend roundup, but Arsenal have recovered from losing positions 3 different times already this season, and I've showed our willingness to okay, cool, even when things don't go according to plan, to keep going, to keep going, to keep going, and to stick to what it is that they know they can do and get over the line. And I mean, look, there's 4 open play goals today. People were talking about a possible concern with Gabriel missing this weekend. But like I've been saying for a few weeks now, is that if you actually watch the games from Arsenal, you do see that they do create a lot from open play. People just kind of play the fool in open play for a little while now. But on a day like today, where players are doing what they're doing, and another player I wanted to highlight real quickly is just Trossard. I said in our group chat today that he might be one of my favorite signings that Arsenal have made ever. And obviously, a lot of that has bias in it. But in terms of value for money and when he's coming in, and I mean, bro, when I talk about constant impact, it's been endless since he's been there. I mean, the first half of season he was here for, he racked up a bunch of assists. Then the second season, he displaced Martinelli and what thought a really good score running. And now again we here. And we were Patrick mentioned earlier, like we don't know if Eze really is a wing or whatever. The truth is, if the plan was to use Eze on the wing, Trossard is in a position to say, well, look, you can't just take the spot from me because he is playing very, very well and has been doing so far this season. And I've said it before and I'll say it again that Arsenal have not hit anywhere close to their final four. There's so many players out injured, but these guys are stepping up in those absences, and it's really exciting to think about where this thing continues to grow and go. And again, just big up the depth because again, Hincapi coming and it was like absolutely nothing. We can talk about Liverpool in a bit, right? But I'll say this till the hills, over the hills, it's amazing to me that we got him Hincapi in the last week of the season, the last week of the transfer window. He was available quite till then, and that is somebody I think would have suited what Arne Slot wanted to do with Kirk start T, but I suit that way better than what it is he's doing, and it's really a blessing to what we have there. And again, big up Superman. For he make a mistake today, he shouldn't have overrun the ball. But he and Rice again, bro, they are absolutely fantastic. Like they are so freaking good, bro. And yeah, um, more so on Spurs now, guys. It's just 3 games in a row between Arsenal, Chelsea, and Manchester United, where they have 1 point to show from that. It's been a good start on the table for Spurs, but it doesn't really feel like they've gotten going yet. So, Virgil, I'll go back to you. Are you concerned about Tottenham and the season that they are having?
Yeah, so going back looking at the Spurs on honestly where they're heading right now, I feel like you're looking back at a lot of their performances at the beginning of the season, and it felt like it was like hit or miss, and it felt like okay, once Spurs do find their feet, they'll be able to keep a steady run going. But right now, I feel like the
Mm-hmm.
question is still there. If the question is still looming over Thomas Frank and Spurs to try and get the best out of that squad, they have a lot of talent. They made a lot of good signings in respect of previous years. So the question is still there, and honestly, right now we really don't know. You really have no confidence as to say whether Spurs will find that positive run and go on because the way how things are going
Yeah.
right now and the way how the pattern has been previous weeks, you know, things are looking good, and I really cannot see where Spurs could look to for things to be better. So honestly, right now
Yeah,
for
I mean,
Spurs, it's a big struggle.
at the start of the season, Pat, I can't remember where you had them. I had Spurs in that 6 to 8 range, right? And one of the concerns I did have was the firepower, right? But I feel like even given my concerns then, if you had told me, that kudos, so that start off great, and then it add Javi Simmons, and I'd be like, okay, cool. Well, it might not have been that bad, but not just this game, because this game was bad. Like we could agree that this game was really bad. But like it has felt like it has continued to be really bad from Spurs going forward this season now. And so I just turn the question to you then. Do you think that the attack will continue to be the main limitation for them this season? Or is it more on Frank then and the system he's using?
Mm, I I think Frank has done about as much as he could.
Me too.
Like
Honest about
there's
me too.
yeah, there's not much more he can do apart from get on the field and start making chances, right? Like But there was one thing I'll talk about after though. Anyway, um, I think if somebody catches form, it will be okay for them in terms of like a top six, top seven finish, which I think is fine for Spurs given how competitive the league has become,
I mean,
and
to
especially
be
in France's
fair,
first season.
no, I was just gonna say to be fair, Kulusevski, who's a big player for them, has not been back yet, and he's not gonna be back till December. And
Yeah,
like
but
he is a
if,
creative player.
no, it's true. If I will maintain if Kudus managed to find form, then Spurs would have been higher. I would say the same for Simmons. If Simmons managed to click at some point, I think Spurs might have been a little higher as well. I really think they just out of those three focal point attackers there, they're Kudus, Richarlison, and Simmons. No one has really. I wouldn't say that anybody really catch a consistent run of form apart from Richarlison at the start of the season, and they were doing well then. But the way Spurs is playing right now, I think they just need one of their attackers to get into third gear basically. And I
Well,
think that
so
the chances or the goals that they could probably bring should be enough to carry Spurs through.
we'll keep it on that point, boy. How disappointed have you been in Xavi Simmons then? Because like he's someone that has been
Well,
spoken
perfect.
about for like so long, right? But like it really has been toothless. I think that has been the best description of him so far. Now, like there has been no bite to his
Yeah,
game
but he
since
he
he's
had
been
to he had
Spurs.
to change his name. He's put Xavi on the back. I feel like heavy in him though. I really think that heavy in him. I had that thought earlier today, and that's that's my that's my way to fix it. He had to put Simmons and take off that bit because Xavi is a big name, and
It is a big
you
deal.
cannot. Oh, you cannot. I don't know. I don't know what he's thinking. He heavy in
Hmm.
himself. Just put
Yes.
Simmons and I think it will be okay. But really and truly though, I feel he had to just maybe spend a little bit more time on the bench. I think it's gonna be one of those cases where maybe next season might be a little bit better. Or maybe he just needs to transfer to Italy. So it's one or the other. If
Yeah.
next season don't come good, then he had to try it with like a
Bro,
like a
if
Napoli.
he reached Italy, then before the age of 25, he'd have played in all the top five leagues. So,
There you go. There you go. But
well,
yeah, it's not looking great for him right now. And
I don't
then
know if
talking
he
on,
ever make a senior appearances for Barca, but that is okay. That is
he
beside
didn't.
the point.
He
Yeah,
didn't. He
okay, well,
didn't.
never mind. Yeah.
He didn't. But and then talking on, the only thing that I've seen Frank do that I kind of thought was a bit of
Hmm.
it was not oversight. It's like the opposite of a oversight. Maybe he didn't think it through. I don't know. Anyway, today, um, today I think the tactics, I think going long could have actually helped them win that game instead of building. So I agree with the going long point. Virgil made a point about going earlier today, and I kind of agreed with going long.
Hmm.
Um, but Arsenal, let's analyze Arsenal for a second, right? They didn't have Gyökeres today, and they went with Marino instead, which I think we all kind of thought that was going to happen. And
Yeah.
Saka is not blessed with blistering pace, and
Hmm.
Trossard is also not blessed with blistering pace, and Eze is not rapid either. So going long is cool, but there's a two parts to that from a coaching point. So you need to go long and get the lineup right away. Because if you can make it a transitional game, it will actually suit Spurs more with Kudus, Richarlison, guys
Yeah.
that can actually stretch the
And
game.
Odegaard.
Because
Yeah.
if Arsenal tries to stretch the game, listen, look at the profiles that they went with. They went with Van de Ven, Spence, and Udogi. They're three most athletic centre backs. Okay, as
Hmm.
if that game becomes transitional, I think they win those battles every single time. I don't. There's no one
Hmm.
that's outrunning Van de Ven or Udogi or Spence for the most part. That's how
Yeah.
I would have
Yeah.
attacked the game if I
Hmm.
was him. And I thought that's what he was gonna do because he's a brilliant guy. But I'm just so much more brilliant that I know how to win the game.
Exactly.
So,
Hence, baby Pep.
no, but in
Yeah,
all honesty, I
exactly.
think that was I think that was the right way to go. Again, hindsight though.
Yeah.
If
I.
Spurs
I
won the
mean.
game doing what they did, then I wouldn't
Hmm.
be able to say anything. But to me, that just made the most sense. Make
Yeah.
it
No. No.
transitional, make it uncomfortable for Arsenal.
I agree with what you're saying because, like, as you say, right, like the Marino playing, yet you want to play that game close to the opposition box because there isn't much speed in that attack to be able to make a stretch game work out for you. I just thought it was real funny that he spoke a lot about nullifying set pieces in his press conference for none of the goals that actually come from set pieces on the day. But
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, facts.
uh,
Yeah.
as we shift off the game, unless if you all have anything to say, you all could go ahead and say it. We can look to pick the two players for the team of the week. Anything remain all you want to say? Anything at all?
No. But I feel like the
No.
two players is our top team, right?
Um, I was gonna say Eze and
Mm.
Trossard.
Yeah, that's our top. That
Yeah,
was saying
yeah,
is our
Okay,
top
yeah.
team.
cool,
Like
cool, cool,
it's
cool,
the
cool.
easiest.
Nice. Big up Trossard for real. I mean, like,
Thought Saka was good.
yeah, he was good too. But
Yeah.
this is one of those weeks that I really want to give trust. Like, obviously, as they gonna get his flowers, rightfully so, bro. I mean, for all the story in it, bro, the boyhood Arsenal fan who almost had to side for Spurs if he won the Champions League football for the last minute of Arsenal to come from, and now he got a hat trick in his first derby, bro. Like,
Yeah.
so amazing. I could not find my Eze jersey to wear, but
No,
it's
it was
well,
really
it's fine.
cool.
But big up Trossard, boy, because for everything I said before, but also like in this summer going here, we was looking for upgrades and stuff like that. I fully was for Trossard being sold. And not because I doubt his quality or anything, but like, he was just getting older, and as players, because he's 31 now, as he getting older, you want to be able to move on players for money when you could, right? However, bro, he's been the best left winger we could have asked for this season, and he has the most returns of any Arsenal player in all competitions this season. So he's actually out in first with 10, and then if I could just pull this up oh so quickly,
Maybe Rice.
then
I'll guess
so he
Rice.
has 10 goal contributions in all competition. Eze and Rice are joined with 8. Then Saka and Gyökeres are joined with 6. And then you have a bunch of fellas on 5. So big up
Yeah.
Trossard, bro. He's been really,
Nah,
really
big
good.
up.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Next, we will go on to. So we've always be going through and telling everybody how things stink with Liverpool. So we'll go to them afterwards. But
Okay.
Virgil,
Yep.
so you want an update on the percentage? I could get it. Oh, just give me 1 second. So, your boy didn't score this weekend. Haaland didn't score, right? He didn't score, right?
Mm-hmm.
But all he did score, as the joke continues to run, when nobody besides Haaland is allowed to score more than one goal. So what do? You pull our next player up to score the goal. And Diaz got his first goal of the
Early.
campaign this season, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so Manchester City has scored, oh my gosh, 24 goals this season, right? And obviously, your boy Erling Haaland is at the top with 14 of those 24, right? If you had to guess, Vigil, what percent that makes up now? How much you think it is?
Oh, that would be like 60-70%.
It's 58%. Yes, I was gonna say 60, so that's close. He's
Yeah.
58%, bro. And the running joke continues of only him allowing to score more than one goal. And we'll continue to update you guys as that percentage goes on. But it was a real weird game in a Virgil. Because, truthfully, I know you don't play FIFA again, right, Virgil? But essentially, this was a new FIFA, though. 'Cause if this game had finished 6-4, everybody would have completely understand why should I end 6-4, though. Because there are a million chances on both ends of the field.
Yep.
But it was the first time Eddie Howe has gotten a victory over Pep Guardiola in his career, and the first win that they had against Manchester City since pre Mancini, I think that's what it was. Which so it's been a very, very long time coming. With a 2-1 win. And big up Harvey Barnes, bro, with two absolute excellently taken goals. He should have had a hat trick amongst the many players who have missed. And so, enough points in misery. We thought about
Nah,
Newcastle 2,
honestly,
City 1.
speaking about the game from an unbiased point of view, yeah, it really was entertaining game of football. For both sides.
It
The
was
main the
100%.
main talking point will be obviously missed chances and then the controversial calls. But at the end of the day, it really was two teams that want to win, both playing attacking football, and you have to give credit to both teams. Honestly, from looking at it from a city's point of view, they were the ones who just fail to capitalize on the chances. You're looking at this Man City side. We talk about Haaland. Out of everybody on the pitch, we feel like Man City had probably had the most clinical player out there on the pitch, and he was just missing on the day. Even going down to Liverpool, Newcastle and Voldemar, even him, I feel like when you look at the two striker options, he had a much better game on the day than Haaland. And that's all credit to
Yeah.
them. They really played to their attacking strength, really. And I felt like, he honestly looked like he was expecting to get a goal quicker than Haaland. But, credit to Newcastle for how they played. They are a team that obviously shows no fear. They play a lot of attacking football. And they stuck it. They didn't fear Man City's possessions or Man City's press. And, they were the ones who just, came out lucky at the end of the day. But, for City, it's like a bad day at the office, as the cliche saying goes.
Patrick, so again, we haven't had you on for a few weeks here, but we've been talking every single week of how Haaland continues to dominate majority of the goals that City put out, right? Which is very normal, but it is very stark in terms of that is yet to see somebody else really pop up to be the second person that could be trusted on to find goals in this team now. And this was a weekend where I thought it really did. I mean, obviously came to the fore in terms of how they lost, but we saw how the others got chances this weekend and really missed. Chiki didn't have his best game. Foden missed a few chances as well. I think Bernardo Silva had one. And so it wasn't the best for the others in front of goals. So how concerned are you then about the supporting cast around Haaland and the ability to help impact in games that he's not able to get on the score sheets?
Um, well, we're talking impact in terms of goals, right? Because they do a really good job to make a lot of chances for their guy.
For
So
him, yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
so it's not like they're not impacting the game; they're just not scoring as much as he does, not nearly as much as he does. Um, but that's a tricky one because one group I thought would probably say if you have someone as outrageous as Haaland, then let's do everything to get all our chances to him. I could see that. I might not
Yeah,
agree with
yeah,
it.
yeah.
I don't agree with it. I feel like goals need to come from more than one source, at least in
Yeah.
a title charge, right? But at the same time, I look at some of their players, and it's not like there's poor finish. Like Doku is not a poor finisher; he's just unrefined. I'll say the same for Shirky. You know what I mean? Those guys still kind of young in their development and still growing. I think they could improve on their finishing for sure. But at the same time, too, if you don't get many chances, how do you improve on your finishing? So that kind of give and take
Yeah.
kind of thing. You know what I mean? Concerned. I'm not very concerned about City. I think that finally it looks like they have an identity again.
Yeah.
Granted, it's
Yeah.
different to how it used to be, but they have something back and um they feel confident. So that's good as well. I just think that they need to come to terms with the fact that they are still within their rebuild. They're not as strong as they were 4 or 5 years ago. You know what I mean? This is a new era
Yeah.
for them under the same manager, which is difficult for one manager to go through multiple eras. And I would say this is about his third year now with the club. So that's difficult. But if somebody could do it, it's Pep. I think that patience is the key word here. The team needs to be patient and understand that this might not be the season, but it's looking good. It's looking positive. The rebuild looks really good. The program looks good, and just start looking forward to next year. From now, I would say that's up to City fans if they could be patient or not. Because when you're accustomed to
Virgil,
their levels of success, it's sometimes you want it back immediately.
Virgil, could you be patient?
Yeah, yeah, because as
That's a
Pat
lie. That's
mentioned,
a lie. That's
no,
a lie.
as
That's a lie.
Pat mentioned, no, the point they mentioned of us finding back the identity, because we're looking at the three behind Haaland, Doku, Foden, Cherki, all were honestly didn't have a good game. But if Foden did put away that chance, he would be seeing a whole different narrative to the game. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, they do well finding Haaland. This monster of a player. You will always want to supply him so he could put away chances. But yeah, I feel like the identity is there, the confidence is there. But right now, I feel like a lot of the players right now still, I say the transition is there. They're still trying to find their feet. And for these games for it to happen to Newcastle, Newcastle is a very strong team when they are ready. But it will. I feel like it will click. It will come. I feel like the right Pep is right now still tinkering. I feel like the right for the final piece will be there.
I
Well,
feel
yeah, but
like
okay.
sorry, go ahead, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, go ahead now.
I was just gonna say it would be real cool to see them at a like a right winger that have a little bit of both to their game, like some creativity, but could also score as well, and maybe move Shirky to the middle, and
Well,
maybe move
that,
on from
well,
from
right,
Foden.
right now, what with how Mamouche played for Egypt, that's the solution that
Yeah,
they're looking for right now. They're trying their best to look for man, especially how he played supporting, having a supporting role at Frankfurt. But right now, things are tricky with with how it is.
I
but I
mean,
was more
if it is that
thinking,
you watch, sorry, I was just gonna say if it is that you watch the squad, it those are names. You would watch Mamouche as like the somebody who could like obviously Haaland would have the most goals, but he should be the name up there with like second, third most goals in the squad.
no, but Mush not creative enough, and with
Mm,
Yeah,
what Doku doing on that side, Doku locked for me. Doku
yeah,
yeah,
have to
no,
play
exactly,
yeah.
every game,
exactly.
and you're not gonna put Mush on the other
No,
side. So
well,
I was more thinking like, if next season or can somehow get Ulis, and that's it right there for me, because that's someone
And
that could
yeah,
score
he
and
will
is
be a solution
ultra
to
creative
every
as well.
problem.
no, but I also think part of it is like again, I'm not saying that he had to score like 15 goals a season, but like with Doku, and he's playing really well, right? He also has to score goals, Like again, is a kind of running joke at this point that all of them have one, right? But like you should expect somebody who's playing as good as Doku to get like 10 goals by the end of the season, right?
Yeah,
Like I think like both starting wingers, if your striker is at 30 something goals season striker, right? Like 10 goals from your starting wingers with a bunch of assists is a fairly reasonable expectation, right? And I was just gonna ask you this last thing, Pat, is that the Athletic had do a piece a while back, which has been the basis for this whole thing that I've been doing, right? That on average, title winners score 91 goals for the season, right? And so, given City's current goal outlay, Haaland would have to score, based on the current percentage of goals that he makes up for, right? He would have to score 53 goals in order for them to, at this current rate, to hit 91 goals at the end of the season, you know? And
let's see it
so,
being possible.
yeah. The funny thing is, I could quicker see him hitting 50 than them scoring 91 as a whole, you know? But I guess that does highlight where you say that, like, they have found the identities now to just build into the identity, right? And that's not anybody's fault, is that they are rebuilding in a sense, right? And the thing is,
Yeah,
none of us went into the season saying that, like, not that they would have been far away from it, but like that they were going to be the immediate title challenger, you know. But
yeah,
based on
that's
like
true.
how things went with Liverpool now,
Yeah,
they get pushed more into the limelight, and
yeah,
so it's not like based on our previous expectations is that they are feeling us, because I guess in a sense they are performing in line with what we thought was gonna happen. Because they're up there, they are around there, but it doesn't feel like they are all the way there right now to threaten for the title this one year.
hmm
But they use this year to iron out the identity, probably get that
and
kind of
get
right winger you
players
talk about,
and get players
yeah,
because they need
and
a
then
few
really go
players.
again next season.
Or even
Um,
if they were to leave Shirky and get a number 10 that could score goal, they just need someone else in there that could score. They
yeah,
need, here's what they need. They need 100 million player. That's basically what they need. Some, because what I'm asking for is not like it's just out there. They need
so
someone
good,
that's
so.
still creative, new. They need
Mm.
someone that's still creative,
Hey,
but
I
could
can tell you who they
could
should
kind of
sign though.
score.
Although
Yamal maybe
I know
could be
like
a
his
tough one to
creativity
get.
don't really come to the fore, but I just really like him, dog, and he's always score. You see that man called um Fermin Lopez, like, dog. I love that man.
He
He's
would be
so
nice
good,
for the
dog.
system as a 10.
Dog,
He would be nice, and he
dog.
will help them press. He will
And
help them press a lot.
his understanding of space, bro, is so freaking good, dog.
Yeah,
And
now
like he
Firmino is good.
always know where all his teammates are, like
Yeah,
always, dog. Like he's so 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 good,
now Firmino
dog.
is really good.
La Masia is just sick, there, dog. It's
But
literally a conveyor belt of talent
it's
on
just
endlessly.
chewing them out.
Um, but okay, so we talk about the goal scoring already. On Newcastle, though, this obviously is a really big one for them, right? And I mean, they dropped points late to both Arsenal and Liverpool after going into those games late, throwing in one of those games, actually clawing back from 2-0 down. Getting this result over the line was really big for them. Big up Barnes. I thought he was so well, I shouldn't say unlucky. He really should have scored that first one, but he did really, really well to score the other two. And Donnarumma could be extremely sickening in goal when he ready, but then I wouldn't like Virgil. This man on corners, because like, so you know what's the thing, right? We obviously see Donnarumma in the Champions League, but we don't see him every week when he was playing for PSG, right? Now that you see them every week, dog. Dog, this man hated to defend on corner, innit? He absolutely hated it. And I cannot believe a 6'8" man is so bummy to come out on corners, isn't it, dog? Is actually something to watch. But they really did fight for this one. And I guess I'd leave any floor open here for what is positive you all took from Newcastle, because it has been a very tragic league campaign for them so far. Because
Mm.
ironically, in the Champions League, they had 3 wins out of 4. But the league is terrible. So the floor is just kind of open. What y'all want to say about Newcastle from this game?
Well, I mean,
Honestly, I feel like Newcastle, because going into the game, you felt the over reliance on Haaland. You're hoping for somebody else to pop up. But when you see how big and physical those Newcastle players are, they were just able to just bully Man City throughout the entire game. Because as you mentioned, you're talking about the whole Donnarumma and corners. Everybody in that box or that corner, you can understand why, if Donnarumma hate corners, understand why he would hate defending corners against Newcastle. Everybody that was big aerial threats, and we look, and the biggest aerial threat Dan Burn was never play. But I feel
Mm-hmm.
like Newcastle did everything right. They knew, because again, if you go up against a team that is over reliant on one striker, you put two defenders on him, and they really just had Highland stifled. So they just knew that, okay, they had their big target man. They know they have that pace. They know they could hold. They know they're good at hold up the ball and finding their outlets, which they did, and they felt like they didn't overcomplicate it. It was simple. It was
Yeah,
very simple how Newcastle play, and we look at all the missed chances. You see it. They were just luck wasn't on their side. Everything that Newcastle did from minute one, they kept trying to do it coming on to see out the game. And
yeah,
I felt like that was honestly what won the game.
yeah. Pats.
bro, I wasn't fucking surprised. Newcastle in them bigger games at at
Yeah.
St
Yeah.
James's Park.
Mm-hmm.
It's just
Hey,
always that issue. I really
big man
respect
thing.
them for the atmosphere they just make. Way that
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
can't just walk into that place.
No,
I just
big
feel
man
like it's
thing.
gonna be an easy night.
Big up Malik Tiao. He was real good, dog. He was
Yep.
really, really, really on it, dog. I mean, it's not easy work to keep Haaland so far away from the service, dog, and he did really well. He
Yeah.
had a few that he had to go wide to defend 1v1 as well. I thought he did well. All right, guys, so let me pull 2 players from this now. Tio is one of them I have up there, but I also have Bruno Chi because he was also great. He got the 2 assists, and like he
Mm.
really is, like he is Newcastle, bro. Like he really is the
Yeah.
heart and soul of everything that they do, and he was so good again. And well, obviously Harvey Barnes. So who's the 2 players y'all would like to put forward?
Well, I feel Gamaras have to be in there for sure.
Yeah.
I
Right?
feel
Yeah.
so too.
Yeah. Because
Barnes.
the second one I was
But I
looking at
guess it had
was
to be
Bruno.
Barnes, yeah.
Well, I don't know
Barnes scored the
because,
two.
but
So,
we're putting him
tell
on the
me.
right, so because we don't have Taman.
Yeah, we gotta put him on the right. I mean, is there? I mean,
Pope
honestly,
without
Tio
a
was
doubt.
real good, Pope was good too. I'm trying to think of if there was another right winger who was real good this weekend. Minte was actually pretty good in the Brighton. Um,
Yeah, I'll wait for
Minte
Bumo
actually has been
tomorrow.
good very weekend. Yeah, but we gotta wait for him
And
for more.
Bumo did done tomorrow.
Um, I don't mind. If we put in somebody besides Barnes, I would like to put Theo. I generally thought Theo was really, 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 really good.
I'll put them
Um,
because they're not gonna have many centre backs from this one.
yeah, true. Plus, this weekend they really had how much clean sheets and thing. Yeah? However, a team that did keep a clean sheet this weekend was Nottingham Forest, as they made history for the first time in over 30 years, winning back to back at Anfield. And so, guys, we're not gonna stick too long on these and move forward because there's only so much that we can repeat the same things about Liverpool every single week. However, who has not been here every single week has been Patrick. And so we'll let Patrick explain to us why it is it's all called pear-shaped for Liverpool.
Oh, I never heard never heard that phrase before. I might steal that. All right, so listen. Um, I don't know. I don't know what
That is the
happened.
answer,
I
guys.
feel
Nobody knows. Dog. If Pep Jr. does not know, nobody knows.
Nobody knows,
there's
honestly.
only one thing that I could say as like and this is a real small, like really
And
insignificant detail.
they can't even blame Verts this weekend. He didn't even play.
The- he didn't.
No, he injured for 6 weeks, apparently.
Yes,
Yeah,
he didn't play.
But he had the same
yeah,
performance today as he
Yeah,
did in
yeah,
every
yeah,
other
yeah,
game that he
yeah,
played this
yeah.
season. So,
yeah. But
yeah.
Injuries.
So I
but
couldn't understand the confusion, yeah.
yeah. No, you're right. He didn't play. I don't know why I thought. Yeah, no, you're right. He didn't play. He didn't play because they went to what McAllister, Graven, and
And
Soboslai and Jones, and somebody
Oh,
played right back.
wait. Before we move
you know,
on, I want to say this so that, man, yeah, Virgil, honest to God, bro, you should have got a penalty against Newcastle. Like, big man thing, I don't understand how that was a foul. Like, I completely understand a foul and get shot off already, yeah? But
hmm
I think that is stupidness. That should have happened because
well,
that brother
yeah,
come in flying. He come in to take out the man.
yeah.
Well,
I thought that was a penalty.
Cause just real quick, like just in 2 minutes on that, because even from the Milan derby today, there was a similar incident where Thuram
Yeah.
got a shot and was a late challenge came in immediately. They say that's a pen. So I was like very similar to that. Shah eyes was not on the ball, was just
He,
straight to the
he
man.
was not.
And
Yeah.
then even if you want to take a step further and look at the VAR call, and right now this is the first time I've seen a
Yeah,
lot of
boy.
a lot of football fans from other
All
different
right.
clubs looking
So
at it.
I won't lie. You see when it comes to the semi-automated dog, I fully on board with whatever they call, right, dog. That one is that's fair to me because the truth is, right, if the ball does come off up until like where the seam ends and it
Hmm
scores, it's counted as a goal, right? So they had a check from there for the offside, right? It's close, but it's fair. But as much as I would never give you anything, Virgil, if that penalty, you know what it is? It's that blasted stadium. That is what it is.
Yeah.
Them don't give opposition teams pens in that stadium, boy. That is what it is.
and there's
Because,
also City. City not getting no pen this season, so that's the next one. City have
well,
no
to be
pens, right?
fair, no, they get one against Liverpool and Haaland miss it. So
All right, I
Mm.
miss.
that's probably why, because he preferred to score it from open play, guys. They're
I
being
guess.
ethical,
Very
you
I
true.
know.
guess
But
so.
the team that's been the most ethical, that unless they can score from open play, they're not scoring anything else is Liverpool. So
Yeah.
back to
Yeah.
back to
Well,
Liverpool,
Yeah.
Patrick.
Doug, look, I really not sure, bro. Yeah, I really not sure. I think though that
How shocked are you then? I should say because like
real
you haven't been
shocked.
here since the first international break. So
I'm
yeah,
really shocked. I'm real surprised, especially the way they started the season too. Ekitike was looking so good, and I was like,
yeah,
damn. I remember us having a conversation about like we all said, yeah, he's not gonna start, but it was like, wait, so they really had to bench this man because he's looking so good. But now nobody really looks great, and
yeah.
I'm not even sure. Look, his tactics are what they are. I wouldn't say that he's changed much from last season,
No,
but they're obviously in a slump right now, and I think it's more of getting them out emotionally than changing tactics and blah blah blah. Right? I think the tactics are fine. Keep it. The only thing I would say is he likes his wingers to be pretty wide. That doesn't help Salah. Salah scores all their
Yeah.
goals, so it doesn't help Liverpool in return. Right? Here's what I would say. I come in from a totally different angle that I think everybody else came from. If those are your tactics, fine. Try Frimpong instead of Salah then. Just be brave enough to bench him. and try Frimpong instead. Because Frimpong is more suited to that role than what Salah is doing right now.
Mm-hmm.
So that's all. I would just say, look, you're losing so much. So at this point, just be brave enough to make a coaching decision that makes sense, in my opinion. At least a lot of people would probably have negative feelings about benching Salah, but hey, if it work, here's why I feel like it's a win-win. If it work, you look like a genius. If it doesn't work, you just lose another game. You've been losing all season anyway. So what's the difference?
That's so much facts. That is the best. That is honestly the best way to put it.
Yeah.
That's the best way to put
I
it.
mean,
He's
look,
like,
my stance on it is I think that it's very obvious that Slot doesn't care about the defense part of the game, and that is up to him. I mean, with the kind of players that he recruited in these positions, right? I mean, especially in the fullback positions, it's not really players that are known for their defensive qualities, right? And the way that they can't seem to defend transitions or stop transitions or press in a way that prevents teams from coming out, that to me is the parts that have fallen off a cliff, right? And it puts more into focus the defense when these players had to be constantly running back and back and back and back and being putting under strain over and over and over again. And I think one of the things that just confused me with him is just like you're saying that is a more emotional thing, right? And I do think that there is components to that, right? But to me, they already get the emotional out, right? When it is that Unai Emery decided to be the only coach in this last however run that decided, you know what, boy, every single other team show me the blueprint how to beat Liverpool is okay. You keep the blueprint, bro. I will create my own blueprint,
You
right?
make a red
And
print.
lost, and then yeah, you make a red print, and then Madrid lost there too, right? And I feel like emotionally they get a break there, right? They get two big wins back to back. They stop Europe and then they beat Liverpool. And then they play City, and then City destroy them.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, we went through the whole thing already where they should have get a goal against City, and that might have changed the game state, and we don't know where they go from there, right? But City was playing all over them. City was playing all over them regardless, dog, right? And then we come back again from international break where they get us stopped. Team play, everybody go off on international break. So side qualify for playoffs for World Cup. Salah don't qualify, the French players, the Dutch players, all these men get to qualify. So you come back now, you get an emotional break from everything. You reach Anfield, and one thing go against all you, and you concede early, and everything goes to shipness again. You know,
No, because
like
that's
the,
how
the
it is.
game.
That's literally how it is. It's like
No,
you.
that's what I'm
Mhm.
saying. And they're so lucky that it didn't get worse because I think that they were unfortunate in the sense that their goal was chalked off against City, but then the first goal against Forest was allowed to stand. Now the thing is, for me, the correct call was to allow both goals to stand, right? And it's really unfortunate that they get the wrong end on both ends of the inconsistency of the applying of the law. However, 3 minutes later, a valid goal score, and they chalk it off. And it's like, you get breaks in it, but they're not doing anything with them. And then, I know I love XG. You all know this, right? I use XG all the time, and I like underlying metrics, right? However, if you go and watch the blanket XG for Liverpool games these last few runs, except for the City game, why they're beating every team on XG? Why? You know, when you go into the stats itself, right? Every single team since Everton, I think it's probably before Everton, but from them times call forward, have more big chances than them, are getting more shots on target and provide a higher quality shots than them, you know. And so what is resulted is these men is end up spamming shots from all over and dumping crosses, and if somebody get a head on the cross, it going on as a shot at a shot, so they're going on as XG, and they're not really creating anything. And it's
No, but you know
like,
why they're
so they
getting so much big chances against, right? Because last season Salah was firing, so he was able to score early, and they
and they
will
could have
what do you
control
call
the
it? They
game
will
safe from
control the
there.
game, but they're not
Yeah.
able to control games right now. So it
Yeah,
stays transitional, and
yeah.
the to me, which is the biggest piece, their fullbacks and their midfield not energetic enough for my liking, especially Kirkes. And Robertson, well, he older, so I don't judge him.
It's
But
understandable, yeah.
Kirk's not energetic enough. He's not aggressive enough in his press. And the midfield as well don't seem to be they're not ready to die on the field. And that's how
Yeah,
they have to be
yeah,
if they're going to play for Liverpool. That's always
yeah.
been their identity. Those are things that are not going to change, regardless of whether it's Klopp or regardless of Klopp, Slot, or whoever, Dalglish, whoever the manager is. Those things remain the same. If you're going to be a
Yeah, yeah,
Liverpool
yeah,
player,
yeah.
you be ready to die on the field. And to me, I'm not getting that from the midfield right now, which is weird because it's basically the same midfield from last season
Well,
plus Wirtz.
the thing for me is like I think Sobosai is the only one who really doing that. And like
Yeah.
the only criticism I have, I guess, Gravenberch is that like I don't think he's playing well, right? However, I was saying this since last season, and God as my witness, is that even Graven playing good last year, is they killing this man being the only one in the squad who could do that role. And eventually that'll catch up to him now.
Yeah.
Now the brother is tired. He is dead. He do this for a whole season last year, being the only one capable of doing it. Got
Mhm.
into a new season and he's the only one again.
This man
And they
not back
want to
when?
know why.
Bicetic not back? See, he wants to
Why he
Liverpool.
on loan or something? I didn't even think he
Oh.
did
Yeah, I
again.
thought the only option there was Endo, and I didn't think he trust like he
And the
don't
thing
like
is,
this
Who
hand.
don't trust him though?
exactly they don't. Which is why I said it in Sabah, like no men laugh and whatever though. Like forget about the money they spend on the attackers out. They should have get somebody to understudy for grabbing. You know, it didn't have to be a complete profile or whatever, you know, but somebody similar, somebody with similar traits. So that they could have understudy and take away some minutes from him and start to learn the role and be able to provide competition and things. Instead, here we are. And the man can put through a blender every single time there's a transition, bro. The two goals they concede, the second and third one. Even the disallowed goal come from a transition, bro. Them just getting killed on the counter. Right, true, left, right. And we ain't even talking about how karate, dog.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
This brother is so lucky that men like Lenny Euro and them might not get that much game time this season because that is the only hope I get called up for France next year, dog. Because this brother is playing the world a doo dog. The world a doo. However,
There's always do Van Dijk that. There's always give him the biggest challenge known to mankind and say, can you overcome this one?
Dude, I
dog,
feel like Van Dijk look like he losing it on the pitch. Van Dijk look
Van
like
Dijk
he's
fed up.
just
He is fed up, bro. He is
beyond fed
absolutely
up.
fed up, dog.
Every season, they just hit him with a new level of incompetence. I feel bad for him, man.
Yeah.
He used
Dog,
to
okay.
have people used to really think that Joe
He
Gomez
had
was better than
Matip
him, you know.
by yeah.
You could
Dog.
imagine dealing with the psychological torture of Matip on the field next to you.
Yeah. I'm not having that though. Matip was real good for a while. Matip was real good for a while.
Psychologically, dog. Imagine
Oh, you mean like
you
how he
watching
want to
your
go forward and do and
imagine
oh
watching him
yeah.
day in day out, and you watching this man do this.
I mean, you're
That's
not wrong.
torture. That's torture.
I saw it was linked to Schlotterbeck. I think he'd be a good one. I mean, then you gotta move Virgil to the
We'll
right,
have to
but
move him to the right. I feel he has to
yeah.
stay on the left.
But I
And
think
just
long term, I think Schlotterbeck is a really good signing. I really do
yeah,
like
that
him.
would be a
You know.
nice one.
However, guys, on Forest though, fantastic performance from them all around.
Yeah,
Many players deserve praises. Big up Morgan Gibbs White, who scored for 3 games running for Nottingham Forest. Savona,
yeah.
who honestly God, I didn't know who he was until Daesh take over. However, big up Daesh, dog. Daesh have
Yeah.
Nah, for sure.
7 points in the last 3 games under as Nottingham Forest manager. Stop the rot and has more wins in his last 2 games
Nah, but Dyche built for
that
teams like
Liverpool
this.
have since game week 6.
Dyche built for teams like this. Teams that want to be gritty.
Yeah, dog. Oh,
Dyche
for
built for
sure.
that for sure.
Like, dog, Murillo, like compare the Murillo we see now to the Murillo we see with Ange, dog. Murillo now, he looking warm. He looking like he at home. He looking comfortable. Savage looking comfortable. Cells looking comfortable. When Ange had him
Everybody
stand up
look
on the
good.
halfway line, they look at like you know when you're antsy on a night and like you know when it is you're stuck late in town and you're waiting for a car to go home boy and you're antsy you look at your surroundings you don't know where a man can pop up from. Them antsy on the line there. But
Ange
yeah.
needs to be studied because there's no way he really did that to them.
No, he watched Murillo and Milinkovic and watched
Is
them be
it
the
half
two
line
deepest centre
fellas?
backs in the league last year.
Yeah.
I tell him that
He
half
come to
line.
shake it up. He come to shake it
Yeah,
up for
no.
sure. Only
But
Barcelona he could go to now. That's the only club
oh good lord,
that he could. That's
oh
the only
god.
club he
Yeah.
could go to now.
But yeah, guys, big up them. Who you guys want to put forward for this team?
All right, so this man didn't get the man of the match. He's not a defender. But I find just looking at it, he was fantastic. If it's not Murillo, then I feel it had to be Elliot Anderson. So I would put
Oh,
Anderson
I even
because he
said
was
Elliot
very good.
Allison, bro. He was so
Yeah.
good too. He was really, really good.
Yeah.
Um,
But
all right,
Murillo
so
score one thing, and we might be suffering for centre back. So if you all want to make the tactical play, whatever. But I find Anderson was the best
Yeah.
player on the field.
all right, yeah, we'll go Merlo. All right, guys, cool. Anything else to say on this game? Patrick, you feel Ange can get sacked? Come on, Ange. And Slot can get
And
sacked.
slot? No, I don't think so. Not now.
How bad it had to get for him to get sacked?
Um, if they only make 2 points by the end of December, sack him.
Valid. Virgil,
Yeah. No, I feel like if he miss out on Europe in the season, they get rid of him for sure.
I think he should get a contract extension. Log will continue.
Mm-hmm.
But
But I don't find his tactics bad, you know. I feel he just
I
bought
don't
the
know if
wrong
his
players.
right. I think is the wrong profile in a player. So whatever it is he wanted to do, right? However,
Yeah,
I do think part of this is being able to recognize when you misprofile a player and then readjust to find a way to just manufacture points, bro. And
yeah.
we're not seeing that, whatever that is, whether it's 3-5-2 or is whatever. Like I don't care. Find a way to get 3 points over the line now because dog, they have conceded 6 goals unanswered in the last 2 games, bro. That's crazy.
Yeah.
We went into this season, guys, all of us, like hands up, all of us were saying that they had the best attack in the league, bro.
Well, yeah, because look at they bought
Look at the
Woods and
names.
Isak.
Look at the
They
names.
can
Right?
name,
Yes,
yeah.
validly so. And this is rubbish. What are we settling for is rubbish. I
No, this
put
is crap.
Gakpo in my side and get nothing from it.
No, this is
This
bare
is
crap.
rubbish.
This is real crap for sure.
It is rubbish.
And,
All right.
and the crazy thing is, you feel like the simple solution is you're hoping for when January comes around for him to bring some recruitments.
So they
But
had to
when you
spend
look
more
at,
money.
but that's
They had to
when you
spend
look at
more
it, they
money.
literally don't
Okay.
spend 500
Yeah.
500.
Yo, that is crazy to think. Well, anyway,
The only man they could really recruit at this point might actually be Elliot Anderson. Because he in our whole relegation battle, they could come in and save him from that. That might be the only thing that and
yeah,
he would actually be really nice for, like, he would be a young Jordan Henderson kind of. Remember when Henderson was doing that up down thing?
Real.
He
Yeah,
would be
yeah,
that.
yeah. All right, guys. And the last big 6 game for us to cover very quickly because I didn't get to watch the whole game was Chelsea beating Burnley. Not much to say here. It
I
was
didn't
a
watch it.
really easy performance for them. It took them a little while to get the second goal, but they were very much dominant in this. And I don't really have much to add other than that. However, I just wanted to ask both of you all real quickly. I know, Patrick, like you had it as your top four was all going to be the title race, but Virgil, you also had them second as well, right? So, what's your general feeling now that they are actually second? They are 6 points behind the league leaders. Are you all happy with how the season is going, and do you all actually see them as the most likely threat to Arsenal winning the title?
Oh, the most likely? I don't think so. But they look good. Like, they're looking good. I still feel the most likely threat is City. Just because
Mm-hmm.
it's City, dog. If any team is going to win 13 in a row, there's only one team in this whole league that will do that. It's not Chelsea. So, spoiler alert.
yeah,
Shucks.
Yeah.
yeah, correct. Yeah,
Yeah.
'cause right now Chelsea going off that, good, right now they're in form and all these positive results, and that honestly does help a lot. But the biggest test, right? The biggest test, I think, the next game is Arsenal, and Chelsea next game is Arsenal.
Yes,
Yes.
they are actually
So
playing Arsenal.
Correct.
that is, I feel like that's a big
Test
test,
for
a
both
big test for
teams.
them.
For what it's worth, even if Salek was here, I was actually gonna ask Salek directly if he think he in the title race, which I know he's going to say no to. But
Yeah, I feel like we
and then
know
I
the answer
was
to that.
and then I was going to be, well, we only go and get the answer for that next weekend when they play each other. Because if they are, then they had to beat Arsenal next week. Like that just is what it is. Like I think anything besides that,
It's
then
at the bridge, and
yeah, it's at the bridge.
could be a good game. It'll be a good game to watch. The only thing I would say for Chelsea that I think is a positive is they rotate a lot and they look the same every time. So whatever
And for
Maresca is
me,
doing is
That's
good.
true.
for me, the big positive is just continuing to see players step up when the core men just aren't able to at the moment. So like Palmer has
Yeah.
been injured. See other men step up. Caicedo get arrested because he had a long flight back from Ecuador. Didn't play this weekend. Other men step up. I actually thought Andre Santos was playing really, really well in this game. However, who
Imagine that,
playing
man. You
forward
get
for this
a
one?
first class ticket back from Ecuador in which you probably pop a melatonin and sleep the whole time. And you still
Yeah.
need to rest more when you reach these professionals.
Yeah, man.
It's
They're
a trend.
pampered. They're
It's a
very
trend.
pampered.
It's a trend. It's a trend.
We want to put Pedro Neto, guys. He did score. And he has been decent this season. So I mean, yeah. Plus the midfield full, right? We have Anderson, Bruno, Gianese. So
I didn't watch the game,
eh,
so I don't get to say anything. To be honest.
cool. So we go in Neto then. Nice.
Yeah, good enough.
Cool. All right, guys. So we got to just blitz through the rest of these games now. All right. So next up, we have what was actually shaping up to be the shock of the weekend at one point was Bournemouth 2-all with
Ooh,
West
dear
Ham,
boy.
where West Ham went 2-0
Oh,
up early.
it could only be one man from
Hey, it
this
had to
from
be
this fixture.
Wilson. It
Yeah.
had to be Wilson. Yeah. Big up
He's
Wilson
still
though
class, yes,
scored
imagine.
a brace against his former team. A brace against his former team.
He have about
But
five former teams in this league, so
well,
he'll get to do it
that
a
is
few
true.
times.
But Bournemouth not in the best run of form right now. You know that makes them winless in three. You know after what was a really fast start to the season. You know
Yeah,
so
I'm surprised by how crap they look recently.
yeah,
Also, many I don't think they even look all that. So
and Semenyo
obviously he
Semenyo
didn't
wasn't
play the
even
game,
fit
but
for this weekend. Yeah,
no, but I just mean
so
recently.
no, yeah,
Late.
I agree. Next up we have West Ham. Remember West Ham, Brighton beaten Brentford, and big up Danny Welbeck, bro. This man seems to be
Yeah, boy,
absolutely eternal.
he is
Yeah,
You
eternal.
man.
know. However, the person I want to put forward for this one is Verbruggen because he actually did save
Yeah,
a
he saved
penalty.
a penalty, and
Yeah.
in saving that penalty, I got a red arrow because I had Thiago. So it's
Oh god.
pressure.
Don't worry. My arrow's red right now too. I really not see no. You better have not doing nothing, boy. It's
When
Yeah.
nobody's
frustrating.
doing anything right now.
Yeah. All right. Next up, we have. I guess this was a shock as well. Is Fulham beating Sunderland, which kind of feels like a shock right now. But
Hmm.
big up Fulham because I thought they was really started to slide down the table, bro. Because they down in 15th, right? Getting these 3 points against Sunderland is huge
Yeah,
for
absolutely.
them. Huge for them. And so with that, we only have three more spots to fill. Two more spots. Three more spots. How does fill up so high? Did I do something wrong? No, one, two, three. Right back, left back. Bruh, did I do something wrong?
Well, we should have. I feel like we should have the right back and the left back to fill, and probably a number
Mm-hmm.
10. Or did we put two centre backs?
No, we are three in midfield, right back and
Who's
left
the
back.
three?
So
Yeah.
one here, one game here. And then we had the game from today. We are Anderson, Brunochi, and Eze.
Mm-hmm.
But then
And then they have
we
Trossard.
also have. Oh no, shucks! I write in Murillo here. Oh, that is why. Okay, that's why we have too much. Alright, so here.
No, I
I am
think we took Murillo.
proposing.
We didn't take Anderson.
Okay, cool. Cause
Yeah,
the thing
yeah,
is,
yeah.
it has somebody from the game today that also had a goal. Cause let's be real, Morgan Rogers had a goal. I don't know if all let's see the goals he scored. Bro,
Yeah.
score free kick, I
Yeah.
think too.
I saw the free kick.
Yeah, which I kind of find the free kick look jokey, but he still scored free kick. So we got him. But yeah, so Fulham win 1-0, and from this game, I was going to put forward Calvin Bassey.
Nice.
Yeah, cool,
Yeah.
nice. Yeah.
So now we have the two centre backs fill now.
Oh wait, no, we can't do Bassi
They
because
had play a back three.
yeah, then we gotta play a back three.
Yeah.
Here what? I see Bassi play fullback already. So Bassi, you going left back. Cause the thing is, at right back for the Palace game, it had to be Munoz because he scored again and was once
Yeah,
again
well,
very,
yeah.
very good. And
But you can't move
lastly,
man on the left back. I don't know why though.
well, you see, you can't put Sessegnon, bro, because I don't think he had that good of a game.
Nah.
But I
Yeah,
think,
No.
we'll put the ultimate saga. No problem.
yeah. And then from the game today, the Leeds pop a good fighter, but big up Morgan Rogers, who scored twice. And Leeds, why? I feel Daniel Farker just might be cursed out. I feel this man just not meant to be a coach in this league because no matter what seems to do, he don't seem to see his way by.
It's
Really
like
and
Ange.
truly. Yeah. It really might
They
just
need
be
to
like
move.
Aj.
Yeah.
Alright guys, so in the end, our lineup ended up being for Bruggen in goal, Munoz, Murillo, Tio, and Bassi as the 40 back. Then you have Rogers, Bruno G, and Eze as your three in midfield, and then you have Neto, Wilson, and Trossard as your front three. And so with that, we're gonna
Real
just
scoring.
yeah, real scoring. With that,
Yeah.
we're gonna just breeze through the games around Europe. Virgil, I know you watched this. I did also watch it too. Inter the Milan derby, and honestly, I thought Milan as an AC did play really, really well. They deserve the lead when they went forward. Christian Pulisic coming up big once again. He's been having a very, very good season. I saw
Yeah.
real quickly, just and big up Mike Mignon
Yeah,
who
that
save a penalty, and they're saying it's only because he need last year's contract and he's trying to buy a move. But real quickly, away to say had to say what this game.
yeah, look, I feel like the analysis will obviously start from Mike Mannion. I feel like there's the second penalty save, one from Dybala next to from Chanalulu, two prolific penalty takers. But yeah, I feel like Milan came into the game, did what they have to do. The performance, I still wouldn't say I still Allegri still trying to get the best of this Milan side. I feel like the over reliance on Pulisic and shout out Modric too as well, but I feel like the other names, the other bigger names who you would want to turn to, I feel like they're just lacking something there. But also too, you have to give credit to because give credit to Milan for holding out. Inter did look good coming out to the end, but Inter the next team too that have a lot of question marks this season on. So Inter they sometimes look good, sometimes just
They
look like
are, yeah,
look like they don't have any peace.
yeah. Roma goes keeps their space at the top of the table, I should say rather. And Evan Ferguson got on the score sheet for them off the bench. Other than that, Real Madrid drew 2-2 today. A game I did not see, so I don't really have much to say on it. But that does close the title race down to just a point, given that Barca won 4-0 yesterday in their return to the Camp Nou, where Unai Simon did his best to let all the goals in. However, Barca did also play very good. And if you all did not see Yamal Chevella assist, you should go and see it. It was very
Vintage.
nice.
Yeah.
But I mean, like,
Vintage Yamal already.
they just had to win on the return to the camp, right? People would have been
Yeah,
in
yeah, yeah.
uproar if they didn't.
I feel like they could have a mystery sub on the bench and like have a mask over him. And then when you just go to someone and you see number 30, because obviously 10 taken at this point, I see Messi just under the mask.
No, but you couldn't do that
Uh,
because honestly, Messi performance tonight against Cincinnati.
I did not, but I know that
Yeah.
he had an insane year for the MLS. I don't know if I didn't notice, but you know the MLS changing how their season set up to be more in line with Europe.
I didn't know that. But that's gonna
Yeah,
be
Yeah,
weird
from
yeah,
because the whole reason for how it is right now is because how brutal the winter is.
yeah,
yeah,
so
yeah.
That's gonna be kind of
That'd be
wild.
kind of
base
strange.
apparently from 2027, the way that the calendar changing to be more in line with the European calendar. So I'm not sure how if they'll probably have a winter break then, because I mean they are European teams that does have winter break, so they might
The
have
only
some.
thing they could do apart from that, they had to put more money into the league because the solution is, 'cause like bigger clubs in Europe, obviously their field's heated, so
Yeah.
snow is not like the ground can't get frozen, which is the whole reason for a winter break because the ground does get frozen, right?
Yeah.
So they might have to put our system in because they're not gonna make professionals play on turf, which is the other
Mm-hmm.
solution. but they're not gonna do that. So they might have to try and put the heat in. That's the only
Mm-hmm,
other thing I
mm-hmm.
could see.
Yeah. Other than that, Napoli won 3-1 this weekend, and we obviously didn't really cover anything with international football. Although I am trying to do some stuff to get some Trinidad content out to you guys. With some ex players and possibly some current players. So obviously if that happens, you'll see it. So be on the lookout for that. But big up Scotland for what they did. Absolute scenes qualify for the World Cup for the first time since 1998. And Republic of Ireland, who came back very late to put themselves into the playoffs. Wait, I said Hungary qualify for the World Cup. Hungary out. Yeah, because it's Portugal and Ireland now in the qualifiers. So that's but yeah, pick up Scotland, bro. Pick up Scott McTominay, bro. Like talk about a cool 180 since reaching in Naples. And he got an assist this weekend as well in UVH Row 1 all. And the last result I wanted to talk about was Bayern winning 6-2, where Oli scored twice and assisted 3 goals. And so with that, we're gonna go into the Champions League and we're gonna just give some real quick predictions. And so, yeah, we'll just do Bayern last because they have one of the better games from this match. So, first game we have is Ajax hosting Benfica. I'm gonna go for
I'm gonna go Benfica.
Ajax.
Yeah,
They're
I
home.
go.
Try and get something.
Yeah, I go for X
They've
because
been terrible, mind you. They've been absolutely terrible. But at some point, you had to show some shame, bro. You know.
It's
hmm
a lot
Next
of
up
time.
has been one of the best teams in the tournament is Galatasaray hosting Union Saint Galois. And I'm gonna go
Galatasaray.
Galatasaray again, bro. Like
Easy. Osimhen hat
Oshiman
trick.
continue. He probably gonna get penalties
Yeah.
again. He probably gonna get two pens
Victor.
again.
yeah,
There we
I gotta
have
put them away.
there you have Bodo Clip hosting Juventus.
Juve.
Juve really looking that good in it, but I'll still say Juve.
Nah, I feel like it's gonna be a draw.
There you go. Then we have Dortmund hosting Villarreal. And I will say Dortmund. Excuse. Villarreal has been decent though, but I'll
Yeah,
still say Dortmund.
Villarreal's not a pushover team, but yeah, I
I'm going
lean
draw.
towards Dortmund.
Cool. I'll come back to that game. Then we have City hosting Leverkusen. I'm gonna say City, Virgil. I'll say City. Leverkusen are really in the best of places right now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
City.
They did win this weekend though, but yeah.
yeah, City win.
Then we have Marseille hosting Newcastle.
That'll be a big game.
I want to say Marseille winning, and I think I'm gonna say Marseille winning. I think Marseille at home, they might just get over the line.
Castle.
Oh, Castle, Virgil, what are you going for?
Yeah, I want Newcastle to win because if Newcastle come on lose this game, I'll be upset. You win the game.
Great reasoning.
Then we have Napoli hosting Karabag, and Napoli have been a box of chocolates as well in the Champions League. But I would say that they will get the 3 points over the line, reluctantly.
Napoli.
I can see a draw.
Bragg have had some surprises in the Virgil. Bragg pulled some surprises on people so far. You know?
Yeah,
The 2-2 with Chelsea. They come back win against Benfica.
yeah, I can see a draw.
Okay. Slavia Prague hosting Bilbao. I'll say Bilbao. Surely, bro. Like we played
Yeah.
Prague the last time, bro. They are terrible. They are really, really bad.
First I thought draw, but I'm sticking with draw.
Okay. And then the last one from this match day is Chelsea Football Club hosting Barcelona.
Yeah, I can see I see a Barcelona there.
So my only reluctance is that
There's no reluctance. The
Well,
correct
because of the
answer is the
bridge.
correct answer.
not just at the bridge, but like English clubs have been doing really well against Spanish opposition this rounds. But Barca is the only one of them to have gotten a win against English opposition so far.
But is Chelsea really an English club? How much Englishmen they have in starting
Reese
lineup.
James.
That's
What
one.
is Cucurella
It
versus
could very well
Yamal?
be Gusto starting over James. Nah, it wouldn't.
Could be Gusto.
Nah, no, it wouldn't. It wouldn't.
Uh,
It's Cucurella versus Yamal. Is
yeah. No,
Rashford
it
back
could be
from
Gusto.
virus?
One of them could play. One of them could play right back, and the other one could play midfield. So Enzo could go and push up. That is also an option.
Yeah. Um.
I'm gonna go
yeah,
draw. I'm
and
gonna go
It could
draw.
be
I'm gonna have
Rafinha,
a high scoring draw though.
Chelsea could
and
win this game, eh? Like in all
yeah,
honesty, Chelsea could win this game because the high line thing will be perfect for Chelsea to play against. Like I could see Neto torturing us, and
nah,
Balde's out.
I feel it's a
Oh,
game for
Bali's
Rafinha.
out, bro. What is going on with Bali though? I feel like he
He have
he
no
have real
hamstrings.
ongoing injury problems, bro. Yeah.
Hamstring all the time, just busting me
Mm,
hamstring. The Van de
All
Ven
right.
problem.
Cool. Then Wednesday we have Copenhagen hosting Kairat Almaty. I'll go with
I don't care.
Copenhagen.
I don't think it's business.
You have to give something, Patrick.
Copenhagen.
Right.
I get to Copenhagen.
Then the
Ask
next
me to
one
name one player on that team.
from who? Kairat Almaty.
Either clubs. I couldn't name a player on either clubs.
Copenhagen. I can
Copenhagen have.
tell you a player from Copenhagen. Mukuku played for them. Who is
And
the
He
Dortmund
is.
one
I know
kid?
him. Yeah,
Yeah.
young
And
guy.
El Yunusi, who used to play for Southampton.
Oh, Elionissi is there.
Yeah.
Oh,
However,
they're not going with them.
Pafos are hosting Monaco, right? And the only reason I bring this up is because what I was supposed to say earlier that I didn't say before is that today, guys,
yeah,
with a Paul Pogba return to football.
Oh yeah.
And with that, I will be watching Monaco on Wednesday because any chance to see Pogba play, bro. Apparently, they were absolutely dreadful as they lost 4-1 this weekend. But their best 10 minutes came in the 10 minutes that Pogba was on.
Really.
And with that,
Well,
I'm going to
that's a strong
say,
answer.
bro, I kid all you not. They are literally next to each other in the table now. They are literally
mm,
Nice. I
one
will
on
give
top of the other.
Neto.
So,
I'll go and Paphos
I,
then.
I'm going with a draw.
yeah, yeah. I go for draw.
Who do
Right.
you know who City could buy? Greenwood. Yeah, the man to come and do the league again.
I know
Greenwood,
again. Yeah, I know against it.
it have a Greenwood playing for City already. What's she
But that's
name?
a female.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they will
Then
do
we
it though,
have
obviously.
Atletico Madrid playing against Inter. Men
Mm.
thought Arsenal and Atletico would have been a haram derby.
This will be
This,
around Derby for
this
sure.
is three CVs and two wing backs versus three CVs and
Yeah.
two wing backs. Dog. I want to
I
say
go in
1-0 in it. I
Atleti.
just don't
I
know
go in
to who.
Atleti. I go in Atleti. I go
Yeah,
in
boy.
Atleti.
Yeah, I think I'm
This
going Atleti as well.
this is screaming out for Alvarez to just benefiting from a ridiculous
Yeah.
distance.
Yeah, I feel like the only difference is Alvarez. I feel like
Yeah,
somebody who like to shoot.
Wait, boy.
yeah.
This match, they have some nice games. Then we have PSG hosting Tottenham.
Oh,
Yeah.
So
this is
how
gonna be a
badly we
nice
gonna say
game.
PSG? Like 6-0, 7.
Yeah, this could get
You
ugly.
know,
This could
yeah,
actually get
guys, make
ugly.
sure they captain somebody from PSG. Any of your choice, because all of them might get something. Then
Yeah,
you have
facts.
Virgil obviously going for PSG as well, right?
Yeah, well, you never know. Van de Ven could get a brace because him in
then we
Champions
have
League.
Could
then we
happen.
have Frankfurt hosting Atalanta.
I'll go draw.
Nah,
Atalanta lost
I
this
go.
weekend to Napoli.
Nah, but I go for Atalanta. I feel like Frankfurt just. I don't
They
know.
too open at the back, bro. They will
Yeah.
score, but they too open at the back. But I'll go for a draw as well. Then we have Olympiacos hosting Real Madrid.
Madrid.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah, I think Madrid bounce back. Yeah.
Nah, I can see a draw, Because I can see a draw.
4
Then we
penalties to
have
Madrid. They're gonna
then we
bump up the wage
have
for the
Liverpool
ref.
hosted PSV Eindhoven.
Nah. That's
So
too wild.
slot ever you
What?
man, that's PSV.
Well,
Nah.
no, it's Feyenoord, eh?
Liverpool.
It was
Feyenoord.
It'd have to be
Oh
Feyenoord.
yeah.
Liverpool, man. Yeah, it was Feyenoord. It'd have to be Liverpool, man.
So PSV have not lost a game since Champions League game on September 16th. They have been undefeated in all competitions since then.
Serious. They play
Mm-hmm.
anybody big?
Beat Napoli in that time in the Champions League. They draw with Olympiacos.
Yeah, and they beat Napoli 6.
Yeah, they beat Napoli 6-2. Like that is like those small
That's
win.
the thing.
I am going to say I'm gonna say Liverpool, but just barely.
Yeah, I can see that. It's something to get the Spurs
Like
back up
some kind of
on.
totish 3-2 win or something, you know.
Yeah,
Like
and
Yeah.
they need
yeah.
that. They need that. You need to have Slot back on board. We can't. We
All right.
can't. He needs to
And
stay inside.
two more games. Sporting hosting Club Bruges. I'm gonna go Club Bruges. They
Yeah,
really
Club
Sporting.
impressed
Brugge.
me against Barca.
Nah, Club
Yeah.
Brugge.
Where's Sporting?
And then the last one is what I think is probably the 23 best teams in the world right now. Is Arsenal hosting Bayern Munich.
Who
You
would the third
have
best team be?
Barca.
Not Madrid?
No, I still think.
Not PSG.
Oh no, PSG. Yeah, shucks. Yeah, I forget what them. Yeah. PSG. I don't think the La Liga clubs are there right now, but I mean it's so young in the season, bro. Like when it is we reach knockouts, it's a whole other conversation. And we can start with Chelsea versus Barca, right? You know, they can
Oh yeah.
start to turn it around
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
You know,
See how that look.
but yeah, obviously both of them top of their domestic tables, and both of them have had these long unbeaten records going
Who
on.
home?
Arsenal at home,
This might actually be a harm fest, low key.
but I'm very much looking forward to it. I
Because
think it's
always
going
be
to
the
be
ones
very,
that I'm
very
looking
good.
forward to doesn't end up disappointing, I find.
Yeah.
I don't
I
know
was looking
why.
forward to this weekend, and I get exactly what I wanted. I Nah, boy, well, you know, there's some logic to that, because I really thought Atleti versus us was gonna be boring, and that was a 4-0 too. I don't think
Bro,
this is
I
gonna be
don't know
4-0,
why.
but
I really don't know.
I'm very confident in what we are doing. Harry Kane does not win in the Emirates,
But he
and with
scores typically,
yeah, well, if he gap in, that is how it usually goes. But
I
I
think
I'm gonna
I feel it's a tough game, boy. I don't
Yeah,
know
I'm
who
gonna
else
say
is
maybe
gonna
a
give
tough
edge
us a
it
one.
tough game.
out 1-0. Take it
I
off
think
our
both
set.
teams gonna score. I think both teams gonna score. To be honest, I really feel both
Okay.
teams because I don't think Arsenal can defend good enough to stop the relentlessness of Ulis and Diaz and also
Diaz
what
not
Kane
playing,
is
eh?
he not? So
No,
who
he's
playing there?
suspended.
How
I
he
don't know. He's
suspended?
suspended. He
He
got
just
a
got
red card
suspended.
against PSG.
He did. Oh
And
yeah,
why?
true.
You know this.
I barely get to watch.
I
Champions
know, I
League does
know,
play
I
a part
know.
on the field. I
Yeah,
barely get to watch
yeah.
anything. I just be
But
relegated to
no,
coming home and watching over games. I don't get to watch nothing
I,
live.
I, I think him missing is also a big part of why I do think that we would end up edging it. Like, I'm not
Yeah,
sure who they would play there, because I think it's this Carl fella, this a
yeah.
youngster who has had
He's
a
been
good
looking
start to
good
the
though,
season.
but he might be ready
Yeah.
for that. He might be ready for that type of game.
I mean,
For that timber, you know.
Maybe they could try Gnabry. I don't know, bro. I don't know, but whatever the
But again,
case
are we
is,
playing the 10 these days? Who Adi has been very good in the
I
10.
think this is what I think. I think that what Kane does do with that dropping ridiculously deep all the way to the centre backs could shake it up a little bit for Arsenal. That makes it difficult.
they might play Kane behind Jackson.
They could, but
Yeah.
the beauty of it is actually when Kane start as a nine and just decide to
Yeah,
leave. That's the whole beauty of it. But Arsenal, I feel like Arsenal is low-key the favourites for this, because it's at home, because they do defend a lot better than Bayern. But it's real tough, boy. It's just
Look,
complicated. This one
I
is
say now we would
complicated.
win. I don't think it's
yeah,
gonna be no
yeah.
blow.
I feel
However,
like, yeah, I
I
feel
do
like it's
think this is the meeting of the two teams that are most in form in Europe, you
Yeah,
know.
but it's just
And
Bayern, though. Like Bayern had the stones, They have the
Bayern
big
whole attack
grande stones.
Bayern whole attack based off a man who leave the Prem. Olise Kante, I mean Kante,
Gnabry.
Olise Kane, Gnabry, Jackson,
Yeah,
somebody else, I leave out Diaz, all
yeah.
of these men leave the Prem.
the Premier League guys.
All
I'm gonna
doing
go
good though.
draw.
I mean,
I'm just gonna go
even
draw
Jackson doing good. Yeah, sure.
in a very
Nah,
entertaining
I
fashion.
honestly feel this might be Arsenal win. 'Cause I feel like for both teams, I feel like this might be Arsenal will view this more of like a statement for them if they do manage to win. I feel like
Arsenal have to win this.
for
Yeah.
Bayern, Bayern will be like, all right, if they win regular day, I feel like Arsenal after this result, they would want
I
a
Good
think
statement.
point, you know.
I think what really intrigued me is just to see what the lineup would be. Like typically in the Champions League, he's gone for like Lewis Kelly and and Martinelli to
Yeah,
start most of these games, and it's been a combination that has worked out really well because like I think Lewis Kelly is the best 1v1 left back that we have, and Martinelli's speed for transition in the Champions League does work really well. So I'm intrigued to see that if he's willing to do that now. I mean, it is a big squad, plenty games to go around. Because like if he put Trossard on the bench for this game, but then he starts against Chelsea, is not any different, you know.
So
So
Loki, I don't think Lewis Kelly going to play this game because if they end up losing, people are gonna point to why he changed XYZ thing now. I feel he's gonna try to protect himself and just go with the same lineup. I think the lineup is enough to win the game anyway.
yeah, I think you should go the same lineup.
yeah. All right, guys. With that, we'll call it a night there. Thank you guys so much for making the time. We really appreciate it. And listeners, well, we'll be back with you guys. Well, actually, we'll be back with you guys Thursday because on Thursday we'll have our special guest on. So, with that,
Who's
catch you
that?
guys next time.
David Ornstein?
Nah, it is Lias Bouzidi.
Guardiola?
Ah,
Okay,
no.
okay.
No, we ain't reach on Steve yet, but you know, we're working up slowly.
Yeah.
I am not joking. I actually DM Kira Gibbs this week there. Just to see, you know, you never know. Just because I know
Yeah.
he's do guesswork. So,
Try
you never know.
try Foster.
Yeah, Ben Foster might actually be a good one because them does always do podcasts. Is there really hit how many football ex
Yeah.
players who just do podcasts because that's all them doing,
And before
you
you know it,
know?
Michael Richards sitting down right there where Virgil is.
Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah. We work our way up.
You just remind me of Michael Richards in the Virgil. The same way that
oh.
he like the kiki
Kinda
kiki
racist,
dog,
dog.
and he's a City fan. No, it's the same kiki he like
I
to
mean,
do too.
yo, a City fan.
I feel Michael's
You
asking.
know,
That makes it even
you
more
know.
applicable because you're an
Oh,
AC
no,
fan to
no.
City and he's an Arsenal fan to City fan. So that makes it even more sense. Thank you very much. Catch you guys next time. See you soon. Take it easy. Later, guys.